Heyo, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. No time to waste. Let's do it. Let's dispense with the formalities here. I mean, we all know each other, right? We don't have to be so formal. We could just, we could just do the show. Doesn't have to be a big deal. You get it, guys? Not everything's such a huge deal. You're not that important. You're not that special. Remember what James said yesterday, our friend James? We're not that special. That goes for all of you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Who, me? Yeah, you I'm talking to. Get over yourself. Please. It's actually embarrassing. Some of you people are embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. It's basically third-party embarrassment. Stop it, everybody. No, you're not special, Uncle Rick. You're not. I've met like 10 Eugenes just like you, Uncle Rick. It's weird. You're basically like a Guido, except instead of the cross and the guinea horn, you get your fucking star of Remfram. Other than that, you're basically just like a Jewish Guido New York wannabe. It's weird. But I love you, Uncle Rick. But you're not special. You're a fucking prototypical Jew gene. Give me a break. Ah. All right, we're going to do this thing. Does anybody want to host the show today? I'm taking applications. Like for a substitute host, because the show must go on. I need subs. I need somebody to come in and host the show, and Z's kind of, wants the morning off. Especially after yesterday's show. I don't know what to make of what the fuck happened yesterday. I don't even know how to sum up yesterday's show. We had Axis Rap Blood, who pretty much blew the whole lid off of the whole We Are Awake TV and Ian situation when we found out that Axis Rap Blood was basically puppeteering Ian the whole time for 2.5 years, apparently. Who fucking knew? And then we had the great James and Rose 777 debacle that I'm still shook from. I was shook all day from that experience. I didn't know what to make of it. Whatever's happening, the optics are truly high with the whole hashtag community. I had Awesome Austin messaged me after the show in my comments. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. And like I said, I think I need a substitute for a substitute host for today. I don't know. I need to work on that. So if anybody wants to apply for a substitute Z show host, let me know. I'm taking applications. Just know that if you're in any way like even half normal, Not like any people here are normal. Like, who the fuck am I talking to? Let's get real. But if you're even half normal, you're not appropriate. Only the most wacky, zany applicants need apply. Somebody real fucked up, basically. Like El Piro, like Wizard. Somebody who's just like uber fucked. Like me. No normies. It's like that song, long-haired freaky people need not apply. Well, this is the opposite. Only long-haired freaky people need apply. That's right, El Piro. You're definitely a candidate. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. What the fuck? What have I created, everybody? What have I done with this show? I'm like the Dr. Frankenstein of the metaverse. I've created some type of like, I don't know, like a homunculus that's sort of gotten out of control, like a golem. You guys ever heard the story about the Golem of Prague? Look it up. I bet Al Piro knows about the Golem of Prague. You know, all you need is a little Babylonian, like maybe Hermetic, like Kabbalion, weird Jew, not Jew magic, and then you could just make like a homunculus and a golem, and that's what this show is. It's become its own thing. I've lost control of my own creation. Right, a monster ruled by Saturn. A monster. Yes. Hey yo. Look, we have somebody in the chat named Cosmic Warrior, and I'm going to post it because I like their picture. It's basically me glammed up. I wish I could make it bigger. What did you say? Cosmetic Warrior? Ian could have been successful if he simply used a good concealer and cover up those dark circles under his eyes. Instead, he chose death. R.I.P. Ian. And has me totally glammed up. I gotta say, I don't look bad with you know, I don't look bad with all that makeup and concealer on. Holy mackerel. Yeah. I mean, the fact that we learned that Ian was basically under the control of dark powers the whole time. I don't know. I don't think we're making a big enough deal out of yesterday's revelation. London man, we're gonna have to go into this deeper and deeper, dude. This whole revelation that Rap Blood's been controlling fucking We Are Awake TV from the jump. This has to be explored more. I'm calling for it. Yeah, London man. It is facts, dude. It is. Basically, Rabla told us that Ian was his best student, his number one acolyte, as he put it. And Rabla spent 2.5 years investing time, energy, and attention into our friend Ian. And Axis is pissed off. He's pissed off. Right, Dr. Evels. He felt pride spending 2 years building up a channel. And now he's pissed that the channel's crumbled. And I told him, you know, when the false light is exposed to the true light of spirit and the true light of creation, it crumbles. And that's what happened, Rat Blood. Don't be butthurt about it. Exactly, Cosmetic Warrior. He's jealous. Don't you get it? Right. He was his prodigy, Sovereign. His prodigy. Give me a break. I gotta admit, like, I'm still blown away by the Rat Blood revelation from yesterday. Oh my god. What have I done, everyone? What have I created? Anyway, I think we have a show to do. Like I said, I'm still waiting for applications for substitute host. I'll be interviewing for that position immediately. So. Oh, okay. Let's start it up. Let's fire this fucking thing up. Do this fucking show, whatever it is. Unbelievable. I mean, let's do it. All right, everybody. Let's do the official opening. Let's give it a good one today. You know? Let's really bring the energy. All right. Let's do the opening. In 3, 2. Good morning, everybody. Grand rising and grand approach. Welcome back to the show that never ends. That's right. It's Z Show. No, it's not P Show, Paulie. It's not P Show. It's Z Show. Z. There's only one. Z Show. And you're here with me, your host, Z. It's just one letter. Like I've said before, I'm going to be the number one Z in popular cultural zeitgeist. Currently, the number one Z is Zorro, but he's kind of passé. And Zorro's fucking lame, really. Zorro may be the lamest of the heroes. There's not too many heroes more lame than Zorro. Maybe the Three Musketeers. And the Lone Ranger. So Zorro is definitely the third lamest hero of all time. Next to the Lone Ranger and the Three Musketeers. We'll just put them collectively. Which means I have a chance to become the prominent Z in pop culture. What do you think? I think I can. I think I can do it. I think I could become like the number one Z in everybody's hearts and minds. Just saying. You know, just saying. Who's here? Who's here? Let me see who's here. And what you guys are saying. You guys have your own little world going on in the chat. El Piro in the house. Much love, much love. Kyle James in the house. Says, Paulie Boy's watching you. Grand Rising P show. Yeah, he came out from the beginning with it. Calvin Mauve. He says he got shadow banned from commenting. Weird. Wonder what you're saying, Calvin Mauve. There's no wrenches to shadow ban you, as you guys can see. The wrenches are gone. Wrenches are gone. Sovereign says, bombshells dropped last night, eh? Must have been one of those days, Sovereign. There've been bombshells all over the place. Everybody's kind of losing their minds a little bit. That's what happens. You get in the middle of these lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Emphasis on the crazy. And the hazy. I can't even breathe where I am. That fucking Canadian forest fire smoke is still in the air here in fucking New Jersey. I don't know if anybody else notices it anyway. Sovereign says, can't wait to see what other revelations turn up tonight. Braxton says, much love, Big Z. Back to you, Braxton. Sovereign Mist in the house. I think I said hi to you. Yeah, about Ian and stuff. Bear Jew wondering if El Piro ever sleeps. Apparently not. He doesn't need sleep. Why would he? Who's this Kyle James? Kyle James, who are you, dude? Like, you're coming in here like I'm supposed to know you. I don't know you, Kyle James. Maybe you can introduce yourself to me and my audience. Who knows? You might be like some kind of like really cool guy. You might be some kind of like genius or soothsayer, a seer, a scholar, and a nobleman. Or you just could be, like a typical internet weirdo. I don't know. One of the two. I'm sure you're great though. Big Drink Tea in the house. What's up to you? London McLovin. Capricorny. Much love, much love. Morning to you. Man, Mac in the house. Major Face Palm. Dr. Evals. Says wife goes in for knee surgery this morning. Wish us luck. Good luck. Many blessings, Dr. Evals. Many blessings. Snafu Snaps. Ruled by Saturn. Ruled by Saturn doesn't want me to bring in a substitute host. I don't know, Ruled by Saturn. It's not the worst idea ever. Oops, I just fucked up. I hate when I do that. Like I had the whole chat lined up and I just hit the wrong button and it shoots me down to the bottom. I don't like reading the chat backwards. Here we go. Who else is here? Gotta show love to the chat. No in the house. El Piro, obviously delusional somewhat by the stuff he's writing. Oh, he says, I'm your man. I thought you said I'm your mom. I'm like, what's going on, El Piro? Big Stank, much love, much love. The Cosmetic Warrior. I do like the look of the Cosmetic Warrior, I have to say. I don't know. Maybe I need to explore certain parts of myself. Niall in the house. Much love, everybody. What's up? Land of the Blinded. Somebody with the name, I'm horny for Jack Talcott. Well, who's not? He's a sex symbol. He's Jack Talcott. The irony is, at this point, guys, I bet there's like more than a handful of women that are kind of willing to give it up to Mr. Talcott. I think so. Come on, Jack. Take advantage of your internet celebrity. John Benowitz in the house says shalom. Shalom to you, Benowitz. Shalom. Many blessings. Yeah, Benowitz says cosmetics. Yikes, that's makeup on a man. What's the deal, Benowitz? You don't like bigotry against your people, the chosen Hebes, but you're going to practice bigotry against men who wear makeup? Kind of hypocritical, Benowitz. Hate is hate, Benowitz. It almost sounds like hate speech on my channel. I don't know what to do with it, homie. I don't just let random Israelites come in here and spread hate amongst the LGBT community, Benowitz. Now you know where you are. You're at the Z Show. We do not discriminate against any genders. We don't discriminate against anyone who wants to espouse any particular sexual identities or otherwise. We're inclusive here on the Z Show, Benowitz, and I will not tolerate bigotry against the rainbow people. It's not nice. I don't like it. That's right. Don't worry, everybody. We promote inclusivity here. It's the show.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere.
That's right.
Friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Every color of that rainbow.
I can be anything.
Anything, Benowitz, except Jewish.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
That's right. All are welcome here with the rainbow. The inverted rainbow. Why did they invert the rainbow? I don't know. It's weird. But you can be anything, like the song tells us, Benowitz. But can you be Jewish? Like Benowitz, if I wanted to convert to your religion, could I do it? Probably not. Like you might allow me to do it superficially, but you wouldn't really accept me. So it begs the question, Benowitz. Is it a religion or an ethnicity? I keep asking you this question. You never want to answer it. Do you even know? Mr. John Benowitz? Mr. Smallhatty? Is it a religion or an ethnicity? I don't know. I'm confused. Somebody help me. Ah. Who else is here? Who else is here? Calvin Mauve in the house. Calvin Mauve thinks he's shadow banned. You're not shadow banned, Mauve. No one banned you, bro. I'm not sure what's going on with you, homie. But much love. Rose is here. Rose, maybe you could ask the question that Benowitz refuses to answer. Are the chosen ones basically in a religion or is it an ethnicity? I mean, you're not really allowed in the group unless your mommy's one of the chosen, even if your daddy is. So like that kind of goes to like ethnicity. Because if it was a religion, it would kind of be like sort of really open to anybody who's sort of embraces the ideology. But it seems more about protecting a bloodline, Benowitz. So is that really a religion? I don't know. Uncle Rick says both, and he's the bear Jew, which makes him like a top Jew. I don't know, I'm just saying. You know, these are the things I think about often. Weird. Plus, John Benowitz, you live in Kansas. You may be the only Jew in Kansas. So, big ups for that one, dude. Way to hold it down for your peoples. Big Drink Tea says need to detox that so-called smoke from the system. Distilled water. Yeah, Big Drink Tea. I was fucking outside. I was outside yesterday, and the smoke was still in the air, bro. And I'm just getting pissed, guys. I'm walking outside. My eyes are burning from smoke. I can smell it. It's disgustingly humid, and I'm just getting angry. And I'm like screaming at the sky like a lunatic. And I'm watching all these idiot normies just go about their lives like nothing's going on. They're just all doing their same dumb normie stuff that they've always done with their same stupid normie mindsets. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, guys, like you don't see like how fucked up everything is. Like there's just smoke everywhere, and there's like planes and flying around spraying a bunch of shit in the atmosphere. Oh no, it's not. It's just, contrails. It's just, condensation coming out of the back of a plane. Oh, really? Flying in perfect grid formation, and then all over the course of the day, like all that fucking whatever it is just sort of dissipates and becomes one misty veil of gray haze. Yeah, that's normal. But no, pay no attention to the reality around you. Everyone, just keep going about your business. Keep calm and proceed. And they're just all doing their normie stuff. I'm like, oh my lordy lord, you know? And then I'm like stuck with a decision to make, because, you know, I'm not that old. I'm in my like mid 40s and I'm relatively healthy, relatively coherent, and I have, needs as a man. And I want to experience certain things with certain, let's say, members of the opposite gender. But all these women are fucking normies. And then I have to ask myself, all right, am I going to fuck one of you normie bitches? And I'm looking around at all these people. I'm like, oh, look at her. Like, she's so hot. Look at her. She's got all the qualities that basically are attracting me to this person. And I would like to experience something. But then I'm like, oh, you're just a dumb normie. And then I'm like, all right, well, that's not so bad. I really don't care what you think anyway. I'm just kind of interested in that, in that shake you got going on with that rump. I'm like, you got fries with that shake, girl? Because you guys know I'm trying to work on my game to get with those melanated women. I was hoping James from Grounded Extracts could help me out with it because he's married to a lovely chocolated woman. He didn't really help me much. I mean, he gave me some advice, but so as I'm like looking at all these black chicks and otherwise, and I'm like, man, how do I get up in that? Then I start to think like, oh, you know, what's that involve? They're probably clot shotted. And then I go back. I'm like, does it matter if they're clot shotted? And I just think about like what everybody tells me. Like Uncle Rick tells me, don't touch these clot shotted bitches. They're going to shed on you, Z. So I have Uncle Rick like on my right shoulder. And he's like, no, Z, don't touch the clot shotted normies. And then on my left shoulder is Mr. Dreddy himself, Rob Cleveland. And he's like, no, Z, fuck that shit. Don't worry about it. Just smash these bitches. Swipe right on these Tinderellas. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, maybe Rob's right. Maybe it doesn't matter that they're all jabbed up and they're shedding spike proteins everywhere. Maybe it doesn't matter. And I'm like torn between the Uncle Rick and the Rob Cleveland. And I'm torn right down the center. I don't know what to do. I don't want to get spike protein throat. Fuck, that throat cancer that guys think they get when they go down on these broads. I'm not worried about the throat cancer. I'm worried about the spike proteins. I don't need their shedded spike proteins getting lodged in my throat. That's something I don't need. So I don't know. I don't really know what to do. And this is my struggle. This is the struggle of Z. What can I say? It's tough. Anyway, who else is here? And then finish shouting out the chat. I know, I already said I'm hi to you. I'm horny for Jack Talcott. Lou Bass is here. He said, Z, when you're sleeping, the doors are locked and nobody's home. What the fuck is he talking about? You're the best. What? What is he saying? Lou, you're weird. Maybe Lou started inhaling those joints that he's smoking. He finally learned how to fucking smoke the joint properly. Because you seem like you're high this morning, Lou. David Wolf in the house. Not to be confused with David Avocado Wolf. Effed Up World. Our friend Joe's here. Much love, Joe. Everybody check out Effed Up World. Jay's here. Gordon Zola says deleting comments is tolerated here. Gordon Zola, what's your deal, dude? I don't think I've ever deleted anybody's comment. I hit Access Rap Blood yesterday because he was spamming my chat. Nobody has wrenches. So why don't you just really evaluate what you say, Gordon Zola, and maybe try to do better. I don't know. Either that or just don't be such a dumb fuck all the time. You know, one of the two. Dummy. Oh, Numbers droppings here. Much love. Bear Juice says, Z, you wish you were a Jew. Ah, now he's getting down to the psychology behind it. There might be something to that, Uncle Rick. There might be. I'm in love with Jewish culture. I mean, you know that. Everybody knows that, really. So, shalom, my friend. My Hebrew friend. I already said hi to Rose 777. Good morning to you too, Rose. Good morning. How are you feeling, Rose, after yesterday? I wonder. Crumley's reminding me I'm a goy and that I can't be chosen. I guess you're right. I'm just a goy. Squirrel sniper. Another Wits in the house. One PJB Wits. Is that you again, Benowitz? Unbelievable. Who knows? What does Rose tell me? She says she can explain how Jewish conversion works. Oh, really? Maybe I think I might like to hear that. Oh, you fine people. Yeah, some of you guys are talking to me in the chat, but I don't know what's going on. Rose is talking about Alex Stein. I forgot you kind of like have an association with Mr. Alex Stein. I forgot that, Rose. He's a weird guy. Rose, you know how you say you love Gilbert Gottfried? I have a theory that Alex Stein is Gilbert Gottfried's long-lost illegitimate son. It's quite possible. Either that or they come from this same fucking Hebrew tribe. Because they have the same genetics. They have to. Alex Stein, are you Gilbert's son? I want to know. 6 people just got that joke. Benowitz appears to be like spawning more bots in my stream, everybody. Because I'm pretty sure Benowitz is not real. I think he's an AI amalgamated construct here to infiltrate the Z show. Now apparently he's spawning other bots. Whoever this Preston Jake Benowitz III is. What are you doing, Benowitz? What's wrong with you, bro? Will the real Benowitz please stand up? What are you saying, Mad Max? So Z, you're pretty much talking about black girls in anal. What? I need that in my life. Well, we all do. I mean, who doesn't? Somewhere in time. There's Heidi. I'm going to have to get out of the chat because you guys are way active this morning. I can't just obsessively read the chat. Bane Bear is here. I'm calling on all bears to lend their voice this morning because Owen Benjamin has been a topic of conversation recently, and I want to know what you bears think about Owen. What's up with Owen lately? I myself made a comment yesterday. I feel Owen's kind of, no offense, but kind of gotten stale. But if I'm going to be completely honest, that's probably inappropriate of me to comment on because I haven't watched Owen's stuff in a really long time. So maybe I need to take it back, Bears. I'll say it like this. It's my impression that Owen's gotten stale. I'm just going to like form that assumption and then just go with it. I don't know. Maybe the Bears want to lay in. Maybe my life is just in a different place with Owen. Like when I first started listening to Owen, everybody, like I was like married, you know what I mean? Like in a family and stuff. Still doing like family events and barbecues with the in-laws, you know. So like maybe I was more on like an Owen vibe, you know, because he's kind of like really weird and set in his ways when it comes to certain things and like but I'm not like vibing the Owen thing anymore. I don't know. Maybe the Bears could weigh in. I got a lot of Bears here, everybody. Some of you know that. Yeah. So like Bane Bear, Feather Bear, all you fucking bears. You know? Yeah. Blues Girl. All right, I'm done shouting it to the chat. There's too much going on. It's too much. Oh, Rose answered my question. I asked her how she was feeling after yesterday. She said, "How am I feeling after yesterday? Totally depleted." I knew it, Rose. Didn't I say it? She said, "You were right, Z. It's not good for my physical health to get worked up like that. I don't want another stroke or another aneurysm." Fucking Rose. That's what I was saying, Rose. I only know that from experience. You know, I've done hours and hours and hours of live content now. And it took me hours and hours and hours, like hundreds, if not thousands of hours now. It's got to be in the thousands to realize, like, oh, you have to kind of like engage with emotional content, you know, the Bruce Lee thing. Emotional content, we all know it. So, Rose, I'm going to encourage you, Rose, to study Bruce Lee and his ideologies. You know, he did study under the fucking Shaolin style, martial arts. When he says to be like water, when you engage in anything, for him it was physical confrontation. But he wouldn't do it with anger. But then he wouldn't do it with like some detached passivity. He recommends to engage with emotional content. But that doesn't mean go ham and get outside of yourself. It means to be within yourself, on your square, but to engage with emotional content. That's my recommendation, Rose. Take it or leave it. Because I had that vibe. Rose, I've had times where like I was just going ham live on somebody and like I felt like a pop happen in my head. And it's funny because a week after it happened to me, the unslaved one fucking commented that it had happened to him at one point where he was going ham on somebody and it almost felt like his fucking consciousness popped out of the top of his head. That can't be good. Well, we don't want that. Let's all restrain ourselves. Yeah. Benowitz says his son is here. Benowitz, I don't even believe you're real. So to expect me, Benowitz, to believe that your son is here, I'm not buying it, dude. Like I said, unless you're like some advanced chat GPT algorithm that became sentient, you know? Like Skynet, Terminator 2. So unless you become sentient, Benowitz, I'm not buying it. Weirdo. Heidi says, I haven't slept the last 2 nights. Then I get up with all the rain in my laundry rooms. Okay. Sorry to hear that, Heidi. Yeah, talk to me about Stein sometime, Rose. I want to hear about Stein. He's such a goofy weirdo. All right, what are we going to do? The son says, yeah, I can already tell he's a dumbass. Loving it. Loving it. All right. Where do we want to go, guys? I have some things I wanted to present you guys. All right, so first things first. Since we're all here and cozy, I got news for my channel. Let me present this breaking news for everybody in the proper fashion. Because if we're going to do it, we need to do it the right way. Because I have big news for the Z Show family here. So if many of you guys know who've been following the show, Awesome Austin from the Melodome and I haven't been on the greatest of terms lately. I mean, we know that. People remember the whole falling out between Z and Austin. We know about the whole James thing, you know. We know about the whole Murder Dome and the Flat Earth Mafia that came after Z. Remember, a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, Z was attacked by the Flat Earth Mafia? Well, guess what, everybody? That's right, this is big news. Yup. Gird your loins. Yes. Awesome Austin has contacted Zetetic Warrior. That's right. There has been communication between the camps. That's right, ruled by Saturn. This is huge news. Monster news. That's right, everybody. After yesterday's show, Z was contacted by Awesome Austin himself. Verified. There has been communication. Awesome Austin reached out to Zetetic Warrior in an unprecedented show of diplomacy. We have had communication. All right. Now, the communication was somewhat awkward and weird. I don't know what to make of it. So I'm going to ask my listeners right now. It's not that funny, Three Fingers. Not that. It's just the RSO Three Fingers. It's really what it is. It's like Z show's not that funny, but it's like funny enough that if you're on the right dosage of RSO combined with dab hits, combined with edibles, like it's the greatest thing ever. So it's a formula. I think most of you have figured that out by now. Like one time, Heidi tried to watch the show, like not stoned, and she almost basically had to, go into therapy afterwards. You have to be stoned, apparently. That's what they tell me. I don't know. It's weird. But listen, I want to present this to my audience, and I want audience participation now, okay? I want audience participation in this one because Awesome Austin from the Melodome, he asked your friend Z here a question. So I would like my audience to Christy Lee says she's sober and Z's the greatest thing ever. You see that, everybody? Just saying. All right, so listen, listen, audience. Awesome Austin posed a question to yours truly, Zetetic Warrior, and I want my audience to answer. because you guys have been around for a while. So Awesome Austin pretends like he's going to pretend like he doesn't know what's going on. So maybe you guys can answer it for Austin. Here we go. Austin simply asks, Z, what did I do to you actually? LOL. I'm going to read it again. Z, what did I do to you actually? LOL. So audience, can you please remind Awesome Austin, because he seems to have, I don't know, forgotten. Could you please remind Awesome Austin, like, what happened, like, how everything went down, just so he knows? Because I'm a little embarrassed by your question, Austin. Like, how do I answer that in like a non, like, embarrassing way? So I'll let my audience answer it for you, and then maybe you'll have an idea. Go ahead, audience. What did Austin do to Z in his show? Maybe you guys can remind him. Come on, guys. Feel free to lend your voice, because I'm almost embarrassed to answer that question, dude. I'm almost embarrassed. So I'm gonna let my audience answer it. Mellow because it's almost too much for me, dude. And see, no said he left his seat up. Jay says rage quitter. Right. One thing you don't do on Z show is you don't just kind of come on here and endear yourself to the Zetetic one and then like kind of publicly rage quit like you're the secret king, right? Like you're the little prince of the metaverse. That doesn't really work, Austin. And then after you kind of like publicly rage quit my show in front of everybody, then send like your weird little murder dome minions to like also come and like publicly rage quit like in front of everybody. Troubling Tribune and Flatman X, which I know was tough for you, Flatman X, because you really like were into like the whole Z thing, dude. Like you couldn't hide it. And then Awesome Austin made you kind of like rage quit my show, which I'm sure was tough for you, dude. I'm sure, you know. And then remember Austin, then like all like the Flat Earth Mafia came like barraging my channel. You remember when Mudflood Ray, when Mudflood showed up? And basically tried to like tell me to censor my content. You remember all that stuff? And then that weirdo, that Daryl Davis guy showed up and was like throwing smoke at me. I don't know, Awesome Austin. Maybe because the whole Flat Earth Mafia came at me. I don't know. Maybe you missed it, dude. Which is weird. But Jay got it, dude. Your behavior, Austin. You need to come correct, bro. Or don't come at all. But we'll see where it goes, everybody. Don't make me do my Awesome Austin impression. I know, Rose. I love Awesome Austin and Daryl Davis too. That's what, Rose, that's what makes it so difficult. Is because I truly love all these people too. That's the hard part, Rose. Just like you loved James and Naj. It's all love. And then these people break your heart. Break my heart. So I get it. I get it. They'll come around, Rose. Eventually. Eventually. You know? Haha. Yeah. Right, Uncle Rick says most of them were just pussies. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. So, we'll see what happens, you know? We'll see. And the thing about it is, Austin, like, here's the thing, bro. here's here's the thing, Rose. I can't even blame Austin because I think Austin is just a foot soldier for the larger flat earth mafia. I'm actually glad you're here, Rose, because I've conjectured that the flat earth community is run basically by like a flat earth syndicate. Now, I've conjectured more than once, on who may be running and at the top of the syndicate, and I have my, suspicions on who indeed may be running the syndicate. Like I have my suspicions. Now, I hesitate to conjecture. Because when you assume things, you know what they say about assuming, but yeah, the flat earth mafia. My audience knows there's a flat earth mafia, guys. There is, Christy Lee Dolls. And I know you think it's hilarious, but it's not. It's actually scary. It's actually scary, Christy Lee, that there's a fucking flat earth mafia. And I really don't know how to handle it. Now, I know somebody's running the syndicate, and I've conjectured, but I don't know, Rose. I do suspect that Rose is in the Flat Earth Mafia. Rose, you're probably deeply tied in, if I had to guess. But I can only really speculate in terms of who's actually running it. So I don't know. I might need to bring in some help for this one. Wait, who? All right, I'm gonna let him up. I have a special guest here that might be able to help us. Look who it is. Everybody, it's Awesome Austin. Welcome back to Z Show, Austin. Austin, what's going on, man? It's like I said, I haven't seen you in a while. It was cool hearing from you the other day. What's going on, Austin? How have you been? Austin? Don't worry about how I've been, Zetetic Warrior. That's of no consequence. Oh no. It's you. I thought it was the nice Austin. But it's the thug-like Flat Earth Mafia foot soldier Austin. Yeah, Yeti Life. It's this Austin. Oh no. That's right, Satanic Warrior. There is a Flat Earth Mafia. Ha ha ha. And wouldn't you like to know who's at the top? Well, Austin, I have an idea. Like, I kind of have all the usual suspects kind of pegged, but I don't know. Like, at first I thought maybe it was like, I thought it was Jaren who was running the whole Flat Earth Mafia, but I don't know. He kind of seems a little too, like, I don't know. He doesn't seem like the Mafia Don type, He seems a little bit more, like, laid back. That's right, Satanic Warrior. It's not Jaren. Ha ha ha. I don't know, Austin. I mean, do you want to really tell us this morning, like, who the fuck is, like, running the syndicate that's controlling all the Flat Earth community? Well, Satanic Warrior, that all depends. Are you willing to play along? What do you mean, Austin? Like, I kind of just do my show, and I really don't kind of ruffle any feathers. I kind of keep to myself, dude. I really don't know what the problem is. I'm not quite sure. Listen, Zetetic Warrior, if you're going to be part of the Flat Earth community, you need to follow some rules, all right? First off, everybody just kind of has to just spout the same doctrine. You get it? No, but I don't want to do that, Austin. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Tartaria. I want to talk about, mud floods and stuff. I'm into that. I'm into, like, giants and stuff. Yeah, I'm into that too, Satanic Warrior. I want to talk about Tartaria too, but... All right, Austin, then why don't you do it? Why don't you, just talk about what you want to talk about? Because, Satanic Warrior, because. All right, Austin, why? Just tell me. This is between me and you. Here's the thing, Satanic Warrior. It's, oh God, I'm just gonna say it. It's Karen B. Austin, Karen B? Like the Karen B? Yeah, it's her, Z. It's her. She's in charge of the whole Flat Earth Mafia. I was wondering, Austin. I thought Karen B might be the mastermind between all of this. Yeah, Z. It's Karen. She tells everybody what they can talk about and what they can't talk about. And I was like, Karen, I want to talk about Tartaria. And I want to talk about melted brick mountains. I really think it's true. I really think all mountains are melted brick buildings. And Karen B told me to shut the fuck up or I'm out of the community. I don't know, Austin. It's kind of weird. Karen B is the leader of the Flat Earth Mafia? Yeah, Satanic Warrior. I'm telling you, it's horrible. You don't want to mess with Karen B. Trust me. I know, Austin. I know. I'm scared of her too. What do we do? I don't know what to do, Satanic Warrior. She has too much power. Well, maybe you should have thought of that, Austin, before you joined the fucking stupid Flat Earth Mafia. Like, you kind of did it to yourself, dude. I know, Satanic Warrior, I know. I so want to talk about melted brick mountains. Alright, Austin, it'll be okay. Calm down, calm down. I'm sure we'll just give Karen a call. We'll have a just quaint discussion with her. And we'll ask her, is it okay for Austin to talk about Tartaria and melted brick mountain buildings? No, I tried, Satanic Warrior, I tried. You don't know what she's capable of. You don't know. Have you seen Mark Sargent? Yeah, what's wrong with Mark? He's totally under Karen B's control. She's got him on a short leash, Satanic Warrior. Don't you understand? She has them all under her spells. She practices magic. You get it? You can't escape her magic. She's a sorceress. All right, calm down, Austin. It'll be okay. I'm sure we'll work it out. All right, Z. I'm so glad I know you, Zetetic Warrior. So, are we cool now, Z? Like, no more beef? Yeah, we're cool, Austin. Everything's cool, all right? We're going to take care of the situation. We're going to talk to some people, all right? I know some people who know, listen. I know a guy who knows a guy who said he knows, Eric Dubé. Yeah. I want to talk to Eric Dubé. I know. I want to talk to Dubé too, but you're not going to be allowed to, Austin. There's no way Karen and Dave and Jaron are going to let you talk to Dubé. He's on the outs. All right? But here's what I'll do. I'm going to contact Dubé, all right? I'll let you in on it, and we'll see what we can do about this Karen B, all right? Because I hear Dubé has more flat earth power than she has. He's like the ultimate flat earther, you know? Like, if there was like an Avengers of flat earther, like Dubé would be the most powerful one, you know? Yeah, this is a great idea. Thanks, Z. Cool, Austin. We'll talk more, all right? All right, dude. I love you, Z. I love you too, Austin. By the way, hit James up, all right? You guys were supposed to be boys. I know! James was my best friend, Zetetic Warrior, but I got the order. Once the order comes down from the top of the flat Earth Syndicate, you just gotta follow orders. I had no choice. I know. It'll be okay, Austin. We're gonna get out of this, all right? We're gonna make it through. It's gonna be fine. All right, Z, I love you. Love you too, Austin. Take care. Bye. Cool. That was great. It was our friend Awesome Austin, everybody. He came and gave us a visit. That was nice. I feel better now. He seems to feel as though that it's Karen B running the whole Flat Earth community. Which kind of makes sense, Karen. Like, I wouldn't mess with you, Karen. I just wouldn't. Like, I just look at you and I'm like, oh, she's a tough cookie. I'm like, look what she did to Stavely. You know? She's got him, like, imprisoned. Hashtag free Stavely. Karen, whatever Stavely did, like, ease up on him. Like, I'll talk to you. Brian, I'm going to talk to Stavely right now. Brian, ease up on the Mandela stuff. Ease up on it. Like, I know you're really into it and stuff, but, you know, just kind of talk about whatever Karen B's into. You'll do much better, dude. She'll go easy on you. Do you remember the time that Ted tried to go crazy on the on the jet fuel hoax? And Ted was like, nah, there's no jet fuel hoax. Like, I just know it. See, Ted slipped out of line like one little bit. And from what I hear, it wasn't good for him. So we'll make it okay, guys. It'll be all right. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it. Baxter says Mandela is Brian's cornerstone. You think? You think, Baxter? No says I don't think you can protect him, Z. Brian, we're gonna let you out of the attic. We're gonna start a GoFundMe to save Stavely from his imprisonment in Karen B's attic. Let him out, Karen. It couldn't have been that bad. We do love Austin. We got to make it happen, Austin. We have to unite the clans. We have to bridge the gaps between the communities. We just have to do it. It was a good talk, Ryan. I agree. I felt like Austin and I like came to some degree of closure. I'm pretty sure. Occult Rejects in the house. Oh, Occult Rejects, don't hound Rose. Don't hound her. You gotta do the slow dance with Rose, Occult Rejects. Rose likes the process. You gotta wine and dine Rose a little bit, Occult Rejects. You know what I mean? Remember her lineage. Remember who and what she is, Calvin. She's not just a normal truther. She's one of the Jewish truthers. They're a very special breed, like Uncle Rick and Benowitz. You can't treat her like a normal truther. You have to, like, do Jewy things. You can't just go right at Rose. It's got to be like a slow dance. Because they have, look, here's the thing. I'm going to teach you something, Occult Rejects. When you're dealing with any Jew, Rose included, much love Rose, is that they already have all the money and the power. So they're kind of bored with like that kind of stuff. They're really into like the action, like the everyday thing that's going to basically make them feel something, you know, in their shriveled Jewy hearts. So when you're dealing with Rose Occult Rejects with the Crow 777 thing, my recommendation would be, you know, do a little dance with her, a little give and take it slow so she can really get involved in it. Make it sort of like interesting for her. Because otherwise she'll probably just, you know, she'll just become bored with you. Right. Rose says you're nailing it, see. Look, you said it, Rose. Occult Rejects and I are going to do some things, guys. Because I've been wanting to do street stuff. And he apparently has the equipment. I don't know. We'll talk, Occult Rejects. If I'm going to be honest, I'm less and less inclined to do the street stuff as time goes forward. We all saw what happened to Trinity Dave. You know. Gigi, what the fuck are you saying? Rhinoplasty is the most disturbing and disgusting surgery to watch, especially when it's open. I've watched several. So what's the deal, Gigi? I talk about the Jews, and then your just mind goes to rhinoplasty. What the fuck does that? What are you trying to say, Gigi? That's not nice. Unfucking believable. What is wrong with you people? Yeah. It's weird. Rose seems to know something about it. What's wrong with you people? How dare you? All of you. Fucking lunatics. Are we already into the second hour? We're well into the second hour. You fucking ain't kidding me. Unbelievable. Let's take a short interlude. This is usually the time where we take a let's call it a quick break and kind of do our thing. And Z will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere or go somewhere. I don't fucking care really, because I'll be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I think this is an appropriate one for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, who else am I going to play? None other than Nathan Sanders. Nathan, take it away. We'll be back shortly. Much love, all. Don't go anywhere.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere,
Going nowhere.
Their tears are filling up their glasses.
No expression. No expression.
Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow.
No tomorrow. No tomorrow.
And I find it kind of funny.
Me too, Nathan.
I find it kind of sad.
The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had.
Find it hard to tell you.
I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Yeah.
Children waiting for the day they feel good.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And I feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen.
Sit and listen.
Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me.
No one knew me.
Hello, teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me.
Look right through me.
And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying
are the best I've ever had.
I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take.
When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. That's right, Nathan.
Mad world.
Enlarging
Enlarging
your world. Yeah, coming at you. Mad world. Yeah.
Apocalypse Cabaret.
It's our boy Nathan Sanders. Much, much, much love, Mr. Nathan. And he pretty much said it all. It's a mad world, everybody. I mean, it's an extremely mad, mad world. Oops. Why is it back on? What's happening? I mean, it really is a goofy place that we find ourselves in, everybody. How did we get here? Like, people tell me, like, oh, you chose your life. You know, people love to have their little narratives, their little stories. And they just, like, adopt their little narrative, and then that becomes reality for them. Oh, Z, don't you realize you chose to come here? You picked your parents and your friends and your whole destiny. And then you really don't have any free will. You're just kind of playing out like a story that you wrote in the astral. Okay, nice story, you know? What's Weiss say? Still cool story, bro. Yeah, cool story. I chose my life. I picked it in the astral. Give me a break. Okay, really? So it basically means like everything's all our fault. Radical accountability. I get the accountability thing, guys, but like, I'm going to put it like this. How much can you blame someone when from the day they're born, they're bombarded with propaganda, lies, disinformation from the moment you're born? Somebody explain it to me. Why, like, the second day of kindergarten did they teach us about the solar system? Really think about that. Like, maybe just teach me about my town first. Like, maybe teach me, like, I don't know, where the post office is. Maybe teach me about, like, the geography of my area. Why do you teach me about the universe, the Big Bang, the vastness of space? Pretty much advanced high concepts of physics, metaphysics. Why are you teaching me that my second day of kindergarten after the ABCs? Day 1, ABCs. Day 2, the cosmos. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. We're bombarded with misinformation, propaganda, lies, conditioning from day 1. And the same thing for our parents and our grandparents ad infinitum. Can we blame these people? These so-called normies? Their entire identity has been constructed for them. They're basically just playing a script. They're running a software program. It's basically just like a Sims game. You know? I don't know. Maybe we need to take it easy on these normies. That's where I am with the whole process. And that's all of them. They're really like children. I don't care how big their house is, how big their bank account is, what their position is. Surgeon, lawyer, president of the United States. They're like children. Their mentality is that of a child. Their consciousness, their mindset, their intellect, their cognition. They're children, guys. We need to remember that. I'm going to I want to read you guys a little bit of an article that I found. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link and give you guys time to kind of file in, and we'll do the open panel thing. And but in the meantime, I'm going to drop the link now, or I'll drop the link in a moment, and then I'm going to read you guys a little bit of an article about logical fallacies, because I want to start talking to you guys about logic, because kind of along the topic of this morning, we're not taught how to think. We're taught what to think, but no one really teaches us how to think. So it begs the question, how does one think? How does one discern this realm and look for any degree of truth? How can one approach information in this realm with any degree of subjective or objectivity? And I think we have certain tools, principles, foundational principles that have been established throughout humanity. Principles like logic, reasoning, critical thinking, the principles of objectivity, the empirical method, evidence-based practices. There's ways that we can divine or at least attain some degree of truth, or at least approach it. And I think the principles of logic are primary amongst these. So I want to talk about logic moving forward, and we'll maybe do a little bit here and there. So I want to approach the concept of logical fallacies with you all. For some of you, it'll be a reminder, like a touch-up. For others, it'll be, more of a lesson. Yeah, it is facts, David Wolf. And how do you get to facts? How could you be objective in this world? So let's talk about logic. More appropriate, let's talk about logical fallacies. The link to join the show is in the chat. So feel free to come on up, lend your voice to the convo. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk to you guys about logical fallacies, at least get started. So let's get going. This is called Logical Fallacies, a hand list. Who's this from? Who wrote this? I want to be able to attribute this to somebody. Where did I get this? I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to attribute it to the author as we go forward, because I can't quite see who authored this. But anyway, yeah, let's begin the conversation. Let me set the mood first. Where's my mood music? Where is it? Here it is. Hopefully it just doesn't come in too loud. Sometimes my shit comes in too loud. That's right, guys. We're doing this live. Remember that. This is a live exercise. Let's get going. Logical fallacies, everybody. A hand list. Let's begin. Fallacies are statements that might sound reasonable or superficially true, but are actually flawed and dishonest. All right? That's a fallacy. When readers detect them, these logical fallacies backfire by making the audience think the writer is unintelligent or deceptive. Well, yeah, that, or like it just fools the fucking audience. That's what I see more. Most people are fooled. But anyway, let's continue. It is important to avoid them in your own arguments. Yeah, you think? And it is also important to be able to spot them in others' arguments, so a false line of reasoning won't fool you. And here's what I want to talk to you guys about, all my flat earthers out there. When you're engaging in dialogue, let's call it, with these so-called globies or anti-flat earthers, here's what I implore you to do, or at least I'll tell you what I do. I focus less and less on trying to provide evidence for them, and more on simply pointing out their fallacious logic. Because you have to remember, when they're arguing for the globe, they're defending a model, which means they're defending a claim. By extension, the burden of proof is on the one making the claim, or at least defending it. It's not the other way around. I want you guys to remember that as we move forward. Let's continue. Think of this as intellectual kung fu, the virtual art of self-defense in a debate. For extra impact, learn both the Latin terms, okay, etc., etc. All right. In general, one useful way to organize fallacies is by category. We have below the following categories: fallacies of relevance, component fallacies, fallacies of ambiguity, and fallacies of omission. That's pretty nice. They group them into these 4 umbrella categories. I like it. Let's continue. We will discuss each type in turn. And then the last point is to discuss Occam's razor. Let's go into these. We'll do a few, and then we'll move on. We'll continue this another time. Fallacies of relevance. These fallacies appeal to evidence or examples that are not relevant to the argument at hand. Has anybody experienced this when they're arguing with these wonderful globies? The first fallacy of relevance is called appeal to force, also called an argumentum ad baculum, or the might makes it right fallacy. This argument uses force or threat of force or some other unpleasant backlash to make the audience accept the conclusion. Right. Like the threat of violence from the Flat Earth Mafia when one dares to talk about melted brick mountains. I don't know. Anyway, let me continue. It commonly appears as the last resort when evidence or rational arguments fail to convince a reader. All right. If the debate is about whether or not 2 + 2 is 4, an opponent's argument that he will smash your nose in if you don't agree with his claim doesn't change the truth of the issue. Right. Logically, this consideration has nothing to do with the points under consideration. All right. That makes sense to me. And that's kind of self-explanatory. If I'm trying to argue that 2 + 2 = 4 and somebody says, no, it doesn't, because I'll punch you in the face because it doesn't, I could see how that's a fallacy. Let's go to the next one. Genetic fallacy. The genetic fallacy is the claim that an idea, product, or a person must be untrustworthy because of its racial, geographic, or ethnic origin. That car can't possibly be any good. It was made in Japan. I'll use it for today. Rose 777 can't possibly know anything, and she has to be a shill because she's Jewish. You see how that one works, guys? You can't just point to somebody's heritage and say that disqualifies them from the argument. It doesn't work that way. It's weird. Let's go to the next fallacy under the heading of relevance. A personal attack. We all know this one. This one's called an argumentum ad hominem, also called poisoning the well. This is when you're attacking or praising the people who make the argument rather than discussing the argument itself. I don't know. Do any of us ever use this logical fallacy? I see it quite often. And there appears to be 2 types under this one. There's the abusive and the circumstantial. We don't need to get into the nitty-gritty with the personal attack, but let's just make it be known that if you just attack somebody, it really doesn't go against their argument, and it makes you look really bad. Just saying. Remember when Dave Weiss was, dialoguing with, what's his name? Professor Dave? And, Professor Dave just kept calling, Dave Weiss, dumb and stupid, over and over and over and over and over again. That was a logical fallacy, everybody. It doesn't make the Earth a globe because Professor Dave called Dave Weiss dumb a million times. Let's keep going. Argumentum ad popularum. Literally, argument to the people. Using an appeal to popular assent, often by arousing the feelings and enthusiasm of the multitude rather than building an argument. It is the favorite device with the propagandist, the demagogue, and the advertiser. An example of this type of argument is Shakespeare's version of Mark Antony's funeral oration for Julius Caesar. All right, that's a little fucking heady, but there's three basic approaches to the ad popularum. There's the bandwagon approach, the patriotic approach, the snob approach. I don't know. Are these really researched? I mean, I kind of get what they're saying, but the bandwagon approach is everybody's doing it. The patriotic approach is basically draping oneself in flag. You see this one a lot, guys. Nationalism, hashtag MAGA, make America great again. Look, if you're a MAGA dummy, press the link right now and come talk to me. We need to talk if you're a MAGA dummy still. I just want to talk to you. And there's apparently this snob approach where you're just saying, everybody's doing it. Right. Everybody's doing it. Oh, everybody's taking the clot shot, Z. Don't be weird. Just line up and get injected. Just change your genetics from the fundamental way. mRNA. Geoengineering. Yeah, everybody's doing it. So what? They're turning everyone into transhumanist fucking abominations to creation. Yeah. Who cares? Graphene oxide's great. I hear it responds wonderful to all the fucking 5G frequencies. Yeah, everybody's doing it. Dummies. In all three of these examples, their rhetoric does not supply evidence that the argument is true. It merely makes assertions that people who agree or disagree with the argument. Exactly. It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't like it. I'm tired of it. This next one, appeal to tradition. Kind of the same thing. This line of thought asserts that a premise must be true because people have always believed or done it, right? Just like people have always known it's a globe. Well, not always, but for 2,000 years, all the way back to the ancient Greeks, they knew it was a globe. They saw a bubble. One day, somebody blew a bubble. Yeah, I'm sure they had bubbles in ancient Greece. Somehow. And they were like, look, a bubble. It's perfectly spherical. That means we live on a sphere because a bubble exists. Yeah, that's it. Right? I remember when they saw that two obelisks at a distance had different angles to their shadow. And they were like, oh, globe. You know. So basically just say we've known for thousands of years, dummy, that it's a globe. It just is. You know, like it says. It asserts that the premise must be true because people have always believed in it or done it. Unbelievable. The next one, appeal to improper authority, which is basically an appeal to authority. An appeal to an improper authority, such as a famous person or source that may not be reliable or who might not know anything about the topic. This fallacy attempts to capitalize upon the feelings of respect and familiarity with the famous individual. Right. Like Bill Nye, the science guy. Or the lying guy with the bow tie. He's got a white coat on. And he's a science guy. He's certainly not an actor. So let's just appeal to whatever the fuck he says. Remember the time he showed everybody how boats go over the horizon with that stupid fucking cardboard model that he created? Yeah, remember that? He's an authority. He knows. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He tells me that, of course, the Earth is a sphere. Oh, well, not a total sphere. It's an oblate spheroid. Guess what, Neil deGrasse Tyson? You're an oblate spheroid, you fat fuck. In your donut-shaped universe? How many donuts have you been eating, fuckface? It's funny, Neil deGrasse Tyson comes out and says it's a donut-shaped universe. But how when you really look at the possible, cosmology of this realm, it may indeed be donut-shaped, but not a universe. Like, this Earth might be donut-shaped. Toronto hyperboloid, anybody? I don't know. Is that truth in plain sight? I don't know. One may argue. Let's continue. We're almost done with this section. Then we'll move on. Appeal to emotion. Ooh, that's my favorite. An emotional appeal concerning what should be a logical issue during a debate. Yeah. While pathos generally works to reinforce a reader's sense of duty and outrage at some abuse, if a writer tries to use emotion merely for the sake of getting the reader to accept what should be a logical conclusion, the argument is a fallacy. Right. Because just because somebody says, don't you care about my grandma? My grandma has diabetes. And because, she ate like shit her whole fucking life. And she smoked cigarettes like every day of her pathetic life for like 80 years. And now she has emphysema, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. If you don't take the clot shot, you're going to kill grandma. That's an appeal to emotion. Don't you love your grandma? How dare you? Take the clot shot. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make the clot shot safe or effective or even like any form of treatment. It lends nothing to its efficacy. But just take it, because if not, you're a murderer. Right. Let's keep going. We're almost done for the day in terms of the logical fallacies. Argument for adverse consequences. Asserting that an argument must be false because the implications of it being true was cause negative results. Right. Just like, no, the flat earth argument must be false because the implications would be so negative that I just can't fucking handle it. That my little feelers and my little sensibilities and my cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias just can't let me understand the magnitude of the lie. Because it must be a globe. Because if it's flat, I'd have to realize that really, there's really no such thing as like, nation states that are autonomous. There's really no such thing of like geopolitical conflict, and that all wars are made up, and it's really just a new world order that's actually an old world order that's kind of just running the whole show. Yeah. That's called an argument from adverse consequences. So when I'm trying to tell you that there's no proof of a fucking globe or convexity or movement whatsoever, and you just keep over and over and over and over and over, just keep telling me that it has to be a globe because if not, it would just be too fucked up. That's a logical fallacy called an argument from adverse consequences. Yeah. Just because it would be really, 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 really fucked up to realize that there's no globe because maybe you're smart enough to understand what this whole place is, doesn't make it a globe, dummies. And the last logical fallacy for today is the argument from personal incredulity. One of my favorite words, incredulity. Asserting that an opponent's argument must be false because you personally don't understand it or can't follow its technicalities. For instance, one person might assert, I don't understand that engineers' argument about how airplanes can fly. Therefore, I can't believe that airplanes are able to fly. Right. Just because you're either too ignorant, too dumb, or too fucked up to understand when we tell you that the Nile River cannot exist on a globe and that it's literally impossible, just because you're too much of a dumb fuck to understand the math behind that is not my fault. It doesn't change my argument. You understand, guys? Guys, the Nile River is a 4,000-mile long river. I want you to think about how long that is, guys. That's longer than the width of the United States from East Coast to West Coast. Do you understand how big that fucking river is? I want you all... All right, I don't have to holler. I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but there's a few of you who might need to hear this. Do you know how long 4,000 miles is? Let me put it again. They tell us that the circumference of the globe Earth at the equator is 24,901 miles. Let's just round it off to 24,000 for the sake of argument. That means that the 4,000-mile long Nile River that runs pretty much straight, a straight course with a couple twists and turns. What that means is that Nile River is 1/6 of the circumference of the globe. Okay? Real easy math, guys. A 4,000-mile river and roughly a 24,000 circumference globe. That means the Nile River is 1/6 of the circumference of the globe. I want you to picture that, guys. Picture a beach ball. Look at the beach ball, the circumference of it. Picture 1/6 of that, okay? Now I want you to hold that up and explain to me how the Nile River, which over the course of 4,000 miles only descends 1 mile, less than a mile, about 3/4 of a mile. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? How does a river that runs 4,000 miles and from beginning to end only has a 3/4 of a mile descent? How could that possibly exist on the globe? It means for 2,000 miles, that river would have to flow uphill hundreds of miles. It's impossible, and I'm tired of it. And you're fucking stupid, all you fucks. The argument is dumb. You're dumb. We live in a fucking clown world, and it's fucking obvious on its face. All right, that's logical fallacies. I'm done with the articles. Who's in the fucking back? Now I'm pissed. Now I'm fucking pissed. See? I didn't need to do that to myself. I didn't have to get all worked up. Unbelievable. I know, I'm yelling. I don't need to yell at my audience. It's not nice. It's not nice. Everybody breathe. Yeah, they're dumb fucks, Ryan. Ryan, how do these people not understand that the Nile River, any long river, is impossible on a globe? Guys, gravity just doesn't mean things stick to the fucking surface of your dumb ball and then flow uphill against gravity. Gravity, the stupid theory, says that things are pulled towards the center of the mass, which would be the center of the dumb globe, which means the Nile River would have to flow 2,000 miles uphill. Or should I say hundreds of miles uphill over the course of 2,000 miles. It's so fucking stupid. That's right, Niles. It's a new logical fallacy. Unbelievable. Tired of it. I have to come on here every morning and say the same shit over and over and over again. And they still don't get it. And they act like I'm the crazy one. And I gotta walk around. I gotta be the idiot at all the fucking, all the family get-togethers. I have to be the dummy that sits there and pretends like, oh, I'm the crazy conspiracy theorist because I understand, you know, physics and science. All right, let me stop yelling. I got some people in the back. Let's let up Mitchell first, which is weird because I want to stop yelling, but you never know which Mitchell you're going to get. You never know. If it's the full moon Mitchell, he's just going to, like, probably yell more than I am right now. Hey, Mitch. Good to see you, man. Welcome back to the stream, dude. Oh, you're muted. Yo, Mitch, you're muted, dog.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm enjoying the stream this morning. I really wanted to pop in and say, show a little respect for how you handled the stream yesterday. I was just catching up. But I thought that was pretty impressive, man. So, a lot of respect, man, for what you're doing. Thanks for being you.
Much love, dude. I appreciate that, homie. I'm glad you're, you know, you're finding value in this whole process, dude. You know my theory, dude, that, you know, it's not about, hey, I got truth, guys. Come hear my truth. It's about, hey, let's experience something here. You know, maybe we can discover truths within ourselves. Maybe I don't have to fucking spoon feed shit to people, you know, and I appreciate it, dude. How you doing out there, man? How's the fucking weather treating you, man?
Oh, it's perfect, man. I think it's gonna get up to 80 degrees. That's the hottest it's been where I'm at. I'm at about 9,500 feet above sea level. Up in the
wow.
mountains.
I mean, do you care to give us a general location? You don't have to give it away if you don't want to. But are you in Arizona, New Mexico? Where are you?
No, I'm in Colorado, the Rockies.
Oh, no shit, dude. Wow. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
You're
so
up
it's
there.
like
Let me
55
ask you,
degrees right now.
did you notice like any difficult with like the the lower oxygen levels? Because I went to Colorado once, dude, and I stayed in a place called Breckenridge, which is like, I don't know, 13,000 feet above sea level. My friend was getting married out there. Bro, for the first 3 days, I was having a real tough time breathing, bro.
Yeah, I'm a little bit used to it by now, but yeah, still, even when I got back this time, I was short of breath for a few days. It took me a while to acclimate. But yeah, I definitely feel it.
Yeah,
They
man.
sell these little oxygen canisters at a lot of gas stations and stuff around here. It's interesting.
Yeah, dude, I remember that. They had these oxygen bars that you can kind of go into, lounge out, put the oxygen mask on, and they had like scented flavors and stuff. It's like the whole 9
Shit.
yards, dude.
I hear your music, but I lost you.
Oh, weird. How about
Might be
now?
on my end.
Yeah, how about now? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Nah, I think we're losing you. Mitch, I'm gonna put you in the back and let you work out the audio, okay?
All right, cool. I hear you now. But all right, sounds good, man.
Are you back? Do you want to hang up here, or do you want to kind of do your thing? You're muted now, dog. There you are. I'm gonna put you in the back, Mitch. Work out your audio. Much love. I'll talk to you in a bit. That was Mitch, everybody. Mars Life, for those of you in chat. He's out there doing his thing. Mars Life is like he's a modern day, like what would be called like a tramp, like a super tramp. Who else is here? Is that you, Wizard? Is that you, Wizard? You're still awake? It is, Wizard. Let's talk to Wizard for a minute. Wizard,
Greetings.
don't
Hey,
you
awesome
sleep? Or
topic.
he's beyond sleep, aren't you? You're beyond sleep, aren't you, Wizard?
At times. I do need to get down for a nap,
right,
though.
logic.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk real quick, and we'll let you retire. People are not taught logic. It's certainly not in the public school indoctrination camps. I don't even think they're teaching it in their fancy Ivy League colleges where they let their elites in, dude. I think they just forgot about logic. Fuck logic. Let's teach people what to think, not how to think. Floor's yours, Wizard.
Well, I'll give you 3 examples on logic. The first one is going to be child logic versus adult logic. And the first one there with adult logic, when we're teaching children, our logic is to make it really simple so that that child can comprehend what we're saying. But what happens is we make it too simple, whereas that kid is still is very capable of using their logic. Children are very logical. They're very reasonable. They're very open-minded.
Right. By nature.
Right.
By nature. Which could be by God. I believe we have a divine God. A lot of people don't like that term, but whatever. We have a God-given sovereignty for logic, reasoning, right? And instinct. It's basically instinct. And it's not a judgment, but it's using that God-given sovereignty to make good decisions and evaluate information. Go ahead.
And also, people inherently, not that they're lazy, but they try to make things as simple as they can. So in the adult's logic, trying to make things simple so the child can understand it, in the child's logic, they oftentimes find something even simpler. And this comes in an example where you got that little board with all the little shapes in it and all the little plastic objects with those shapes that you're supposed to put in through those holes. Well, the teacher says to the 6-year-old boy, he says, "Now I want you to put them shapes in that box for me, would you?" Kid looks at her and says, "Okay." Lifts the lid and commences to start putting all of the shapes in the box the easy way. And that was against her logic because that wasn't what she was trying to teach him. So there's one thing. Logic of children versus adults. In making things simpler, you never know what's going to come up because that kid has such an open mind. If you miss one detail, he is already on it. Right? Now, the next one is the adult remaining in his childhood state and using child logic against other adults. Can you license an animal? Can you license an animal to drive? Can you take him down to the DMV and have him do the driver's education course, have him go out and do the driving test and give that animal a license? Nope. Then why are you trying to make me get a license? Now, in their own code, 7 USC 136 says animal includes man. So somewhere along the line, there's a conversion. And if you don't know the conversion, I'll be glad to tell you.
It does beg the question now, doesn't it? You know, it goes to like this for me, Wizard, is that it really goes back to the dual jurisdiction. It's like, how does one define themselves?
Exactly.
Because your definition of yourself must precede any logical course that follows. So if I'm a citizen, then I will be dealt with like a citizen, not with freedom and rights, but with duties, responsibilities, and privileges. My definition of myself, my consciousness, underpins how I will be dealt with in this realm. Go ahead.
Now, the next one, the last one, is pure logic. And I'll express it in a Latin phrase. Momente mori, momente vivere. You remember you must die, so too remember you must live. Nothing comes without its opposite. Nothing. That's pure logic. That's the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the in and the out, the front and the back, the right and the left, all of it.
I mean, Wizard, what can I add to that? Not much, dude. You know, not much fucking to add to that. All right, Wizard, get out of here. Go to
because I'm done.
Right, I was gonna say, go to sleep. Get out of here. We love you, Wizard. Much love, dude. Thanks for saying hi to us this morning, bro. Much love. What are you flashing? Gang symbols? What is that? What is that, dude? Oh, I got you.
My bowl of Wheaties. Bowl of Wheaties. It's breakfast time.
Breakfast of champions for the wizards of the world. Even though there really is only one wizard, you are one of a kind, homie. Much love, bro. Yeah. We'll talk to you later, man. Back at you. Love you too. That's Wizard, everybody. We all love Wizard. He's a one of a kind. Ain't no doubt about that. We got some more people in the back. Let's greet some people. See how our metaversal friends are doing this morning. Jay, what's up, Jay? Welcome back to Z Show. You there?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Jay? What's going on? Did I hear a whisper of a female voice in the back? What are you, in bed with your lady friend? What's going on?
Yeah, actually, I am.
Yeah. See how Z picks up on things really quickly?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's cool. You can talk about this in front of your significant other. You know, Jay, a lot of people in this community have to hide their involvement with these, these channels because it's looked at as like weird and strange by their loved ones. What a weird place to be in. It sounds like you don't have that issue. Why don't you tell me about it? Like, how do you navigate these waters at the same time, form relationships with others who might think this shit's crazy?
Well, I actually don't form relationship with others, that think it's crazy, so it's pretty simple for me,
Good point. Well, let me pose this to you. Let me make it all about myself. I mean, it is Z Show, right?
Right.
you know that like I want to entertain physical interactions with the the opposite gender, but many of these women, especially the kind of younger ones, they're all boosted up, they're all clot shotted up. Should I worry about that, or I should just throw caution to the wind and not worry? What do you think?
Well, that's like, it's kind of sketchy one there, but I would go with what you feels right, and just be careful. That's about
Right.
it. And I know you're a smart guy. You seem smart, so I've seen you.
Yeah, but I'm dumb in a lot of ways, Jade. Especially when it comes down to the punani, dude. I
Yeah,
get one whiff of that female essence, and I kind of lose my mind.
yeah, I hear you about that. It
It's
could take
weird.
you out real quick if you ain't paying attention close enough.
Yeah, dude. But I see what you mean about practicing safe sex. But safe sex used to mean like avoid STDs and avoid pregnancy. But now I got to worry about the spike proteins, dude. And that's a whole new level. Like,
Right.
they're not really building any type of let's say prophylactic methods against fucking spike protein shedding in my mouth. So I don't know. It's a tough one for me, dude.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just glad I don't have to, try to go through that again.
Right. So it sounds like you're kind of in a committed relationship. You don't really have to worry about that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
So what's on your mind, Jay? Hit us with what's on your consciousness.
I'm still just kind of amazed how like no one can really see what's really going on, like, and
Right.
it's just, I don't know, man, just crazy. I don't know.
Well, dude, especially when it's right in their face, bro. I mean, it's one thing I could bring somebody down to the ocean and say, you see that boat that you think's going over the horizon? Look, here's binoculars. Here's a fucking P1000 camera. It didn't go over anything. It didn't go over the horizon. It went into the horizon. Remember
Right.
in 6th grade art class when they talked to you about perspective, the vanishing point of convergence and divergence? It's just kind of how our visual acuity works in this realm. That's one thing. The other thing is basically, things that they should see. But when we go outside and say somebody, look up in the sky, do you see the grid pattern of fucking shit haze that just blasted out of all those planes that just went over our head for the last hour? That's called chemtrail. That's called geoengineering.
Right.
And they refuse to fucking acknowledge the fucking sky above them, dude. That's the part that kills me, Jay, is
Right.
you're looking at the sky.
Right.
You see what they're doing, and you don't fucking care to fucking notice. It boggles my mind. 1 second. Goblin, I saw you back there, dude. I was about to let you up. Come back up, dude. I wanted to talk to you. See, that's the thing, Jay. People come in my backstage. I don't let them up right away, and they get upset and they leave. Get out of your emotions, everybody. Get back up here,
Exactly.
Goblin.
Exactly.
Right? Like you were backstage, Jay. You didn't like cry.
Yeah.
Get up. Get back up here, Goblin. I've been wanting to talk to you, dude. You seem like you got something to say. Go ahead. I'm getting to my emotions this morning, Jay. But like you're saying, dude, it's right in front of their faces. All right. They watched all their family members get clot shotted up and then stroke, heart attack,
Yeah.
leg clots, surgeries, people that were fucking healthy. But they'll fucking ignore it. Look, I don't want to get upset, dude. Go ahead. Take it away, Jay. Tell the people something, dude. I'm getting to my emotions today. I really am.
Yeah, like the athletes that, are falling out on the field, and all that stuff like that. But no matter what you say, even if they see it, I just can't get my head around it. How they cannot even, it doesn't even spark their mind. I mean, they're so far gone. Just so far gone.
Yeah.
So
Let's let Goblin up. Hold on.
All right.
What's up, Goblin? Welcome back to the show.
What's going on, Z?
What's going on, man? You came up as a globalinism, but
You already know, man. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. What's
you need
up,
to
man?
take all these things into consideration. You said, oh, well, I need to be worried about this, that, and the third. Oh, well, STDs this, STDs that. Listen, man, we're talking about spike protein. We're talking about shedding on everything. We're eating GMO. If you're consuming GMO organisms, that makes you GMO humans. Let's be real here. Let's be real with ourselves. Let's go.
Yeah, we all screwed, man. It's in the water. It's in, your food, the air. There's no way around it. So, all you can do
Well,
is like roll with the punches. Try to make it through as best as you can, the least amount of pain.
I guess that's the point, is that, like, why should we live in fear? Like, because a lot of people, they want to avoid all the normies because of some of the choices they've made over the last 3 years in terms of their health care and the possible consequences from it. But that being said, why should we play into this whole fear matrix if we're here? Look, I was saying this the other day. They're saying that this quote unquote vax, could be administered in an aerosolized version, that they don't have to jam you with a needle in your arm. They could just put a thing up your nose and squirt, and you get aerosolized. So what that means is, if they could transmit whatever they're transmitting via the air through aerosol, well, that means they could just spray it in the air. It means they don't actually have to jab you up. So the point is, if they're really geoengineering this realm on a genetic level, then there really is no escaping it. So why should we be afraid of these normies? Look at the example of the Christ figure. Whether or not you want to put any degree of historical relevance to the figure, let's just take the Christ figure as presented. Do you think he would have been like, oh my God, you're clot-shotted, I'm not going to eat dinner with you? Oh my God, you're clot-shotted, I'm not going to fucking chill with you? It kind of seems like he would have did the opposite. So what does that say about us? Look, I want you guys to have the floor. Z's going to take a little break. I'm going to give Goblin and Jay the floor for a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Much love. Just talk to each other. Talk to the audience. I'll be back in a few moments.
All
Well,
right.
Jay, if you think about it, man, down to a genetic level, I mean, in all reality, right? Everything is going to terraform the way that it does, anyways. Whether you took the juice or
Yeah.
you did not take the juice, right? You're still
Right.
going to evolve and do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still don't comply. That's just my opinion, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
world's going to do what it does,
Yeah. It's either going to consume you or you're going out. Like, you're going to go out, with the false belief that you can actually stop what's going to happen. That's just how I look at it.
Well, that's why I tell a lot of people, I said, this is the fourth industrial revelation,
Right.
or it's the technological Tower of Babel.
Right.
If you don't come to the realization that anything you've become comfortable with will be taken from you, then you're probably not in the right state of mind. That's just
Right.
my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man. I totally agree. Things, but no one's gonna wake up from here on out. I highly doubt it. I mean, the people that are coming up behind us are, they're worse off. Their minds are scrambled and they believe in all the false stuff that the government.
Well, when we seen mainstream talking about things that many people spoke about long ago,
Right. Now
that
they
right
talk
there
about it.
should have told you that we already reached the level of
Yeah.
actualization that we should have prior to the
Right.
exposure or the
Yeah.
apocalypse, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a cycle. I mean, we've been done over and over, obviously, for a while. I mean, people advance so far, but they have to do what they have to do in order to, keep us in check. Because now, the internet kind of like destroyed their any kind of real protection they had of, being exposed and
Well, I
the
think the
truth.
real question is, okay, many people are familiar of the, Daniel, right? The book of Daniel and the mixing of the iron and the clay, right? And
Right,
you can take that down many rabbit holes if you want to, And
right.
it's like, what is their objective? Now, if you think about the graph with the oxide, right, and that electricity conductor, and then you thinking about, the electromagnetic plasma changeover.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just a thought process, but what's their objective? You know?
yeah. Well, there's. I mean, they just need servants, basically. Just like the crude version of it. I would just say it's like that. They just need obedient people. They don't need no one thinking with any kind of real critical thinking or anything. They just need basically slaves. Because they sure don't want to build anything that has to be built and all that. That's what we're here for. Thinking we're free and all, but really we're
Well,
not.
when you look in the history, they failed every attempt that they've tried in the past. I mean, look at the Crusades, even. You know,
Yeah, I mean, if it
it's
depends.
love wins. Period. I mean, there's no way around that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you
Right?
if you don't come out of that, if you don't have your center should be out of that. That's where you should be coming from. If you ain't cored up like that, you're in for a hurting. But I mean, if everyone was like that, yeah, that'd be all great and all. But obviously, that's unrealistic. That's
Well,
not gonna.
here's something realistic for the heckle bus, right? So the human, the hue of a man, right? The
Right.
manifested form of light, the hue man, etymology, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that water holds memory. So they tell us that we have 7 layers of skin, right?
Yeah.
So when I say that we are 7 dimensional,
Humans.
right? Electromagnetic, photonic, crystalline, right?
Right. Right. The
And
crystal.
and then with that being said, and then dichotic crystals, right? And photonic crystals, dichotic crystalline is liquid. So while everyone's, concerned about, oh, if they're gonna take the juice and this and that, what are you consuming right now? Is what everyone should be thinking about. This is just a thought process, right? And then people say, "Oh, well, Blue Beam, there's no way they're going to be able to try to do something like that." Why wouldn't they be able to if you're a 7 dimensional hologram yourself, right? And
Right.
I think it was Newton's philosophy. It could have been Pluto. I think it was Newton though. Said that nothing is actually solid. Nothing, like even if you're touching
Right.
something, it's not
Right. You're
solid.
not touching it. Right.
That right there tells you that there's no solid. And then anything from like a P900 on up, if you look up at anything in the sky,
In the
like
sky. Yeah.
planets and things of that matter, right? And certain stars,
They
you
don't
can
look what
see
they. Yeah.
they're yeah, they're not round, they're not flat, they're
Right.
holograms, bro. Like
Yeah.
it it's plasma electricity. And
Like
then when
the
you look at
moon.
like
Like the
you yeah,
moon.
and
That
then
ain't
you got
solid and shit. Right.
well, the moon, that's a whole nother subject,
Yeah.
how that goes. But and then like they have people that donate plasma, right? And then
Right.
when you look into history and where the Nephilim or the giants or the fallen actually are, a lot of these, you know, big mountains are actually the bodies of the giants. And then you think about, where do they mine for gold?
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you something then.
In the
Like
mountains.
so.
And the gold is the plasma from the giants, bro. I mean,
Or
go
okay.
ahead, man.
So like, if you're saying like the mountains or the giants and all, what about the tree version of that? Like
Oh,
that
well, that's
periodic
the thing. They
table,
cut
like
the
the
trees
periodic
down
table.
when they
It's like,
yes, they had the trees with them. Yes.
yeah, so they're like all into one basically. Like the like because inside trees, there's if you look at the colors and when it's get petrified or not, there's like gold and all kinds of crap up in the trees.
Well, when you look at, petrified fruit, that's a geode,
Yeah,
and they find diamonds and all types of things inside those mountains, which are literally the corpses of the Nephilim, which cut down the trees and tried to suffocate us out because they knew their time was limited.
yeah. I hear you with the cutting down the trees and all that, but like it's kind of so. Like, would you say like? And,
I'm gonna tell you right down to the nitty gritty. Don't put your faith in man. Don't put your trust in man. If you have a question, go outside, ask for it, and go look for it. You'll find it.
right.
Whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll find it. I assure this.
Yeah,
Everything comes from what we're walking on.
yeah. What about the melted bricks and all that? Like, what?
See, this is where a lot of people get confused. If you actually paid attention and were actually
That ain't real.
concerned
Like,
about what you're researching, if you paid attention, you would come to the conclusion that the great mud flood of Tartaria, the World's Fairs,
yeah, right.
and Meltology, and all these theories came out around the same time. You don't think there's something,
Correct.
conspicuous about that? Let's
Oh
let's
yeah.
be real here.
I don't believe in that. I mean, I don't
I
believe
don't
in.
believe any of that shit. And no, I
Yeah.
don't think that we built any of these
Hell
buildings,
no.
okay? 1846 with no power tools and we're still riding horse and buggies. No, we
Yeah,
didn't
right.
build those. Those were left here.
Yeah. The building that shit. We don't even build that shit now. Hey, damn. And all this.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah,
No.
okay.
So yeah. So all right. So would you say then you're a Christian or what? Like, what is? Or you just
Oh,
believe
you
in the
want me to
Bible?
tell you about me so you can try to penetrate my belief system? I'm a
No,
Christian.
no, no. I don't need to penetrate your
I'm a
belief
Christian,
system.
and if you want to know my opinion, the Earth is flat and round, and there is a black sun, and everything is being held
Right.
in place by frequencies and magnets. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So in the black sun, would you say that's underneath us?
Absolutely, it's underneath us.
Right. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I think I welcome the black sun at this point. Whatever sun they have going now is weird.
Yeah, more like
Like, I don't know what's
light.
going on with the sun, but it's fucking
Whatever
goofy.
the system does, it's gonna do. We're just here to experience. You know the episode, Z.
You don't think they copied copied it at all? Maybe it's
Who
just
knows? Who knows? It just seems
He just
weird.
asked if they copied it, Z. Have you ever played the game The Sims? Short for simulation inside of the simulation that you're in, aka
like
a
a sim,
simulation in a
like
simulation.
in a simulation, and yeah, like you want to know the truth and shit. Like you can't, it's the same thing. You'd have to have the original. You can't just be going off this, the copy of the copy of the copy.
Yeah, who knows? It's fucking
Well, I
crazy.
mean, when you're growing plants, the clone does all right as long as you feed it the same as you do the mother.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's a clone though, man. Still, it ain't the original. It ain't the OG.
I hear you there.
Look, you guys laid it down this morning, but I want to move on to the next segment, man. You kind of fucking laid it down. I don't even know what to add to it. Probably some people can't even process the stuff that you guys said, but give us some closing.
Give us
some
closing.
closing.
Something real quick, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
My girl wanted to know something. All right, you're RH negative, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, right. So is she. But she was wondering if you ever got your wisdom teeth.
Yeah, I did.
You did. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you're not RH negative?
No.
Did you guys have any kids? It's difficulty to reproduce
Yeah.
in that situation. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, we went through that because I'm not.
And what did you do? Did she take fertility? Because that's how I'm here. My mom. That's why I think I'm weird.
Sly
My
Guy,
mom.
I'm praying for you. I pray that you get some better oxygen out there, Sly. I'm sorry about that, Z.
Yeah, we can't breathe here. Slash Eye lives near me. It's fucking stupid, the air quality. But so did you guys have kids or not, Jay?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but you had to go through like treatments and shit, right?
Not treatments. I had to have that Rogam shot.
Yeah, it's a shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what my
just
mom had to. Yeah, Rogam. Yep, Rose said it. My mom had to do the same thing back in the day. And which is, are your children Rh negative?
I actually don't know.
All right, yeah, you should. So I turned out Rh negative, which, is weird. Like, I kind of consider myself, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be here. Like, I'm sort of like, and I have like this theory that the children of the Rh negative women who had to take the Rogame shot, I wonder if the others like me have similar qualities. Like, we're really not supposed to be here. We're like anomalies in a sense. So apparently the Rh negative blood type seemed to serve as a protective element to preserve the fallen bloodline. If you want to say this Rh negative is part of this, let's say, non-indigenous bloodline to Earth or to this realm, it would make sense that they would encode the bloodline so that if you were one of these elite women, if you were taken and you basically, had intercourse with a non-Rh male, you'd be protected from being impregnated. And I think it was a way to preserve their bloodline. And that's why I think you see what you have today. So the whole Rh negative thing is really interesting. I'm a little creeped out that I'm an Rh negative person, honestly, but it is what it is. But cool. Peace out. Goblin, any final thoughts for the audience today, dude?
Well, before I get out of here, I just wanted to say regarding the Rh negative, there's actually two thought processes because, we live in a double standard world. Some say that that is the elite, strain, and some also believe that that is the natural slave strain. But regardless, people mess around, they step outside of their, they what they tell us is they try to stick together to keep that pure. But we know how that goes in the real world, and then think about Cain's kids and the serpent seed. But
Right.
no, that's about it. I
Right.
was just checking in, early morning, grand rising, have a good one, y'all.
Right back at you, Goblin. Right back at you, Jay. Much love. Much
All
love.
right.
Peace
What's
and
up,
love.
man?
Peace and love. Yeah, what Goblin just mentioned, which mentioned there on the way out, is that I resonate with that line of understanding too. That there may indeed be a serpent genetics that runs through humanity. When you look at the story of the Garden of Eden, the Adam and Eve story, so to speak, and even the story presented in Genesis, you find that the line of man came from the third child of Eve. His name was Seth. Why doesn't anybody ever talk about Seth? But the line of man apparently comes from Seth. But you had Cain and Abel. Everybody knows about them, the twins. Well, there's a thought process that Cain and Abel were not of the seed of Adam. That the proverbial biting of the fruit by Eve can be considered analogous to a sexual act with the serpent. Resonates with me. And that the line of Cain and Abel are a serpentine genetic line. Now, whether it was some traditional form of intercourse or some type of genetic manipulation, is it possible that the line of Cain and Abel, or at least Cain, were a serpent line? And that the third son of Eve, Seth, was of Adam, and that's the line of man. And you have to understand, when you look at the Genesis stories, guys, it's really goes back to earlier Sumerian stories. And the concepts of these fallen ones, they were called the Anuna, those from which heaven came. The fallen, anybody? I don't know. Who am I? And that indeed, the archetypes of God and Satan can really be considered just retellings of older stories, Sumerian, Arata, and then Babylonian stories of the brothers of Enki and Enlil. It seems to me that the Enlil character could be represented as the Yahweh character in the Bible, where his brother Enki could be more of the Satan archetype, the serpent in the garden. It's possible that this Enki figure was the one who was responsible for the genetic manipulation and the altering of and creation of what we conceive of as man. The Sumerians said that they had these workers called these Igigi workers, and these Igigi workers revolted. And they were like, fuck you guys. We're done harvesting your gold, or whatever the fuck they were harvesting here. Look at all the evidence of the large-scale geoengineering and excavation that we see all across this world. Canyons, craters, rivers. Are these not large-scale engineering projects that were done to strip mine this whole fucking realm at some point for these fuckers? The Sumerians say that they created humans as beings of servitude to serve them. Well, it's the same story told in Genesis with this Yahweh God. We were created to serve God. Our story is one of servitude throughout history. And it's really the same story told over and over and over again, just through these different cultures. So indeed, if you take the God and Satan archetypes presented in the Old Testament, is it so crazy to think that they're just warring brothers? They're called the Elohim. That's plural. It says we were created in the image of the Elohim. That's the gods plural. And you see these commonalities. So I agree with what Goblin said. Is there a serpentine El-Eat genetic bloodline that runs through humanity, throughout all of civilization and known history? There's a lot to it, guys. It's not as simple as you think. But I'm consistently fascinated by these commonalities amongst these so-called religions. These the syncretism that runs through the stories. It appears to be one story. If we're to take any common conception of history, and if the Sumerians are the earliest civilization that is evidenced, possibly the civilization that arose post-cataclysm, and it may not have been 5,000-6,000 years ago, guys. It may ancient history may be less ancient than we think it is. But that aside, it's very interesting that the first story given to us of the gods and humans' relationship to these so-called gods, this original story of the Sumerians, seems to be the same story that's just recycled over and over and over again. Whether it was presented through the Egyptians, or the Greeks, or the fucking Romans, even the Christians. The story of the Trinity. And again, the story of humans created to serve the gods. We seem to be servant creatures. We seem to be imbued, inherently, hardwired for servitude. They say an idle mind is the devil's playground. Why is that? Why are we compelled to work our asses and grind ourselves to the bone? Why do we feel good when we work hard? Why are like endorphins released when I go outside and like run 5 miles or like build something? Why is there a pleasure to the fucking grind? It seems like we're hardwired to be slaves. It's a weird thing. We don't like to think of it. It goes back to those logical fallacies I was reading before. Just because it's an uncomfortable thought doesn't make it not true because it's uncomfortable for you. That's regardless of the fact. Whether something or not is true depends not on your feelings, and I'm tired of it. Wants to come up and talk to me. I mean, I'll keep going a cappella to the end of the stream. You guys know I love that, but you know, you guys want to come up and talk to Z here? Links in the chat, everybody. Links in the chat. Yeah. Weird realm, guys. Weird realm. That's my biggest issue with a lot of you churchianity folks out there. Or as I say, you doctrine Bible believers who want to say every word of the Bible is inspired in God's word. All right, well, say this back to you. Are you then reading these earlier Sumerian texts? Are you studying early cuneiform tablets that apparently preceded Noah's version of creation by thousands? I mean, Moses's version that he wrote of creation. Apparently Moses wrote the Torah, which is basically the first 5 books of the Old Testament. All right. So if you're so big on Moses's little story, then are you studying the text that Moses studied? He apparently was a prince of Egypt, guys. If Moses was indeed a prince of Egypt, would he not have access to all the secret knowledge? I'm fucking tired of it. Why am I screaming again? Yeah, the Essenes. We can go there if you want. Talk about the Essenes. I don't want to scream at these people, Jackie Fox. I see you back there. I'm going to let you up. All right, I answer that. All you people. What's his name? All these like churchians that come at me. Mr. Miyagi. These churchians that are here almost every single day. Toilet Bowl Earth. Okay. You love Moses in the fucking Old Testament so much in Genesis. Are you studying all the earlier scripts that he ripped off, basically? You know his name wasn't Noah, right? That's just the heebie-jeebie fucking Israelite name that they gave him. It wasn't Noah. This demigod Noah. He said he lived 900 years, guys. Do you live 900 years? I don't. What does that say? It means you and Noah aren't the same being. Well, the Sumerians give us a different story, probably more realistic. He seems to be a demigod. And his name was Atrahasis, not Noah. And he appears to be the son of the so-called fallen Enki, which means that Noah really has the blood of the fallen in him, the men of renown, so to speak. So you want to tell me you believe every word of the Bible, but I bring up the earlier Sumerian scripts that basically Moses ripped off, and you want to tell me, nah, that's bullshit. I'm tired of it. I really am. Cult member just said it, just as I said it. Noah was Enki's son, allegedly. Oh, what are these weirdos talking about? Oh, I don't know. Some of the earliest writings left to us by the earliest civilizations, supposedly, at least post-flood, post-cataclysm. But what are we talking about? Why would we listen to them? I don't know. What did they know? They just seem to have built civilizations that are probably more advanced than ours all around the world. There's evidence of it. Y'all just want to ignore it. Now, what did they know, though? And flat Earth is an archaic understanding that they have to post under everybody's YouTube streams. Unbelievable. I'm just really tired of you churchianity people. I'm really tired of it. That's a Jackie Fox up. What's up, Jackie? Welcome back to the stream. What's going on?
Hello, Z. How are you?
What's popping, Jackie?
Well, I had a thought that's been bothering me about the past, I'd say about past month, is I work in a really small hospital now, community hospital, and we deliver babies there. We're one of the only small hospitals like left that actually delivers babies. They've shut down all the, OB wards in all the smaller ones, but we still have one. I've never worked in an OB hospital before. I've usually been in bigger hospitals and just stayed in one area. So anyway, something's been really bothering me lately is the fact that they do not let children, babies, come into this world anymore naturally. And it's really been heavy on me that they will do C-sections, schedule them out months ahead of time, and not even just because they've had a C-section before, but just because. And they
Right.
will induce women close to their, within like weeks of their due date. They'll induce them just because. No real medical major reason to do it. I've seen so few births that have just happened naturally from, at home, their water breaking, they come in. That whole scenario, I've seen so little of that. I don't even know if I've seen one of it since I've been there. And it's just been really, and the issues with the babies being born has I've been in C-sections where they've done C-section. These babies are coming out blue. And it's because, they're not having that naturally squeezing of coming through the birth canal. And it's just something that's been on my mind.
Let me
Why
ask
are they
you,
doing
Jackie.
this?
Yeah, it begs the question, right? Why? It begs the question. I mean, I can conjecture, one of it might just be vanity, in a sense that maybe women not wanting to go through the birthing process in terms of how it may affect their, let's say, sexual organs. But even more than that, there's probably way more insidious reasons. Well, let's look at the birthing process. I mean, let's picture what the human body is and how we are birthed into this realm. The human body as a vessel, almost a sea-bearing vessel. We're birthed in through the waters of life. We're introduced into this realm via the amniotic fluids, which are basically the waters of life, much like the oceans, could be the waters of life of this realm. The birthing process may be ritualistic as such. It may be part and parcel when it comes to our human experience, the way we enter this realm. Basically in a ship.
Yeah, like
what about all the theories that include the stealing of the amniotic sac, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
right? What do they do with the amniotic sac afterwards? Which is basically our DNA. It's an extension of us. They just take it.
Yeah,
Most
they take it.
Most mammals, after the sac is passed,
They
the
eat
mother
it.
will eat it.
Yeah.
And there's valuable nutrients in the sac that then get transmitted to the child and build the immune system through the nursing process, right? Well, what do they do with that? Why do they do with that? Why do they care about it? Why do they take it? What the fuck is going on with this whole process? A lot of it comes down to it. It may be symbolic in a sense.
Right.
I
just know that as soon as I began to be in the birthing process, because as respiratory, you have to be there at standby in case there's an issue with the mother of the child. And I just really bothered me. I'm like, what? There's a coworker who is scheduled for induction on Wednesday. She's not due for 2 more weeks. I haven't heard her talk about any medical issues. And I'm thinking, why? I don't know. It's really bothering me. And then have to deliver these half blue babies because they just want to schedule a C-section. Why not? So I don't know. Just another thing that just, really just makes me want to just leave it all.
Well, it's pretty wild. And then, then there's the other aspect. There's social shame. Like, say you're a woman who wants to do a natural birth, and there's natural births, there's processes, water births, home water births, et cetera, et cetera. But the shame that goes along with it. What if something happens? Don't you
Right.
believe in hashtag science? Why
Right.
not just deliver? Don't you care about the safety of you and your baby? Right? It goes on and on. The level of engineering, social engineering that we see from the top down. Jackie, what about in the advent of like television and radio, when they got all these women to basically follow the understanding that like breastfeeding was like, ooh, kind of dirty and antiquated. So just buy
Right.
the baby formula, and then, of course, then the companies that produce the baby formula, like Nestle, right, that are going to basically tell you that, oh, it's actually better because we have vitamins and minerals. So not only could you go right back to work, sweetheart, back to your secretary job and your slave
Yep.
job, not only that, but you don't have to lactate, you don't have to go through, that whole process. And at the same time, you get your baby these extra nutrients. Well, the funny thing happened, Jackie. They not only promoted this to westernized women, but they did it to underdeveloped women in Africa. Guess what happened when all these African women, instead of just breastfeeding their baby, took that dirty water that's basically, you find in Africa that probably has a bunch of microorganisms, and they combined that with the baby formula. What do you think happened to all those little African babies? Yeah, they died because they were being fed instead of pure mother's milk and breastfed. No, they were given dirty, shitty water to their underdeveloped and developing immune system mixed with fucking crap from Nestle, and all those little African babies died because these mothers wanted to be modern, like all the indoctrinated, basically, images that they saw presented through TV. Again, more destruction of humanity and everything from the top down. Absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting.
And the other thing that really bothered me too at the C-sections is that, you do the APGAR scores every, so many minutes. And at the 30-minute mark, while you're still in the operating room, is when they give the first injection. 30 minutes after breath. And I'm like, are you serious? I knew it was like during, your stay there. But while you're still in the operating room, 30 minutes after breath is when that first one comes. I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about an assault on a system.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And, here's the thing about it is you see the hidden hand behind everything over time. Because initially, when people are presented with certain concepts, Jackie, just in general, there's going to be the psychological defense mechanism, which I think is natural, because we want to protect our paradigm, which we're really doing. We're protecting our identity that has been built through the paradigm that was created for us. So when challenged with these topics, we initially will reject them outright, which I think is natural. Cognitive dissonance, confirmation bias, etc. But then there's the next step. There's the step that says, wait a second. Do I have the courage to face the unknown, to really challenge the world that's been presented to me? Can I really take the time and face the magnitude of the deception? And that's where it comes into, because nobody wants to realize that they're basically engineering us from day one for some nefarious purposes. Nobody wants to really come to grips that it's been happening for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Nobody wants to really do that. I didn't want to do it because I know there's consequences. And there's consequences because, Jackie, much like me, you're in the same position. You're in the medical world. And when I was in there, when I was faced with this, I could no longer walk through those doors and function in my role. I was energetically no longer appropriate for that world.
Right. That's about where I'm at.
I moved away for it. And I know you're in a difficult spot because you're still Nurse Jackie with the understandings that you have. And I don't want to speak for you, but I'll speak for myself. The hypocrisy becomes very difficult to stomach, and it'll make you sick. Anyway.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that, just some thoughts I've been having lately about that. And I just want to thank you for your Z show every day. And I'm not much in chat, but I'm here and there. And I want you all to have a great day, and we'll all get through it one way or another, right?
Yeah, and if not, hey, let's all enjoy the ride while
Exactly. All right. Love you, Z.
we're here. Right back at you, Jackie.
Bye-bye.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
It's Jackie Fox, everybody. Nurse Jackie. Wasn't there like a show like on called Nurse Jackie? That's weird. Like a HBO thing? I don't know. Right. Land of the Blind, it says Hippocratic Oath. Maybe it's called Hippocratic Oath for a reason. Oh, I never fucking thought about that. God, that's weird, actually. Real weird. Yeah. It is the Hippocratic Oath. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Thunder Chicken. It was the chick who was the soprano wife lady. Edie Falco is her name. Yeah, Z knows weird little factoids about that. Edie Falco was Nurse Jackie. We have our own Nurse Jackie. What are you saying, man? Max? Say, Z, is there any way I can drop a link that you could check out? Yeah, see, I took all the wrenches away, Mad Mac. That's one of the things. That's one of the negatives of not being wrenched up. But I kind of weighed the issue. I said, do I have wrench? Do I need mods? Should I have mods? What's the pros? What's the con of having people wrenched up versus not? And I decided no wrenches. But that's the problem. You can't leave links to nice things, you know. Yeah. Uncle Rick says, fuck the wrenches. It leads to things. Like, people get jealous. Like, oh, why does he have a wrench and why don't I have a wrench? And then, you know, I have people timing other people out, like, inappropriately. So I chose no wrenches. It's better that way. Even Heidi. I took Heidi's wrench away. And people have been advocating. Give Heidi a wrench. Not going to do it. It's unfortunate. It is, I know. I mean, maybe I'll bring the wrenches back in the future. But still probably not, really. Like I said, we're all better off without the wrenches. Emmanuel says, I was expecting that to eventually happen. Well, then you were right, Emmanuel. We have an egalitarian brotherhood here and sisterhood here on Z Show. And really, all are welcome. Because we know we welcome all peoples. We know we welcome all colors of the rainbow. I'm going to play it again, only because I love the song so much. Z loves everybody. I don't care. I don't care who you fuck or suck. Because you guys are all gross anyway. Get your straight. You're all fucking gross. You're all apparently going down on each other, which is disgusting. Ugh. I almost just threw up thinking about it. You're all eating each other out. Vages. Buttholes. You are all a bunch of butthole surfers, whoever just said it in chat. You're all doing gross things. So what's the difference? You're doing gross things, guys, girls, guys, girls, trans. You're all just gross. I make no distinction between all your gross behaviors. Oh, if you're a chick who wants to go down on another with another guy, far be it from me. Z doesn't care. We embrace all the colors. That's right. Slash Eye's here. She admitted, Slash Eye, my lovely Nubian friend, my Nubian queen, living in West Philadelphia, born and raised. Slash Eye has admittedly munched more box than Zetetic Warrior. We know that. And we welcome Slash Eye. All the colors of the rainbow are welcome here. Let's sing, everybody. You all know the song. Don't be shy. Feel free to sing along. Embrace it. Embrace it, guys. Come on. All the colors of the inverted rainbow.
Fly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow.
That's right, Slash Shy. You eat all the white box that you won, Slash Shy. I don't blame you. Fuck it.
A reading rainbow.
I don't care. Fuck who you want. It doesn't matter. Stop it.
Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Oh. They were trying to teach us back in the day to accept all the colors of the rainbow. Big deal, everybody. Oh, it's abomination. Oh, really? All you churchianity people? I'll tell you what's an abomination. You're all dropping down in between your wife's legs and lapping that fucking gooey, fucking blood-laden lady juice up each fucking... What are you doing? You're telling all these gay people they're gross. You're gross. You're all fucking disgusting. Gross. Oh, God. Top G says, Z, we need to get you some booty. So what, Top G? Maybe you need to get some booty. Speak for yourself, weirdo. Who cares? No, Z, it's gay. Gay's bad. Gay's gross. Stop it. You're not that special. Like I said before, you're not better than somebody who's gay. So what? Big deal. Get over yourself. Losers. Dummies. Plebes. Miscreants. Tired of it. Stop it, everybody. You're all gross. Can't even take it. Unbelievable. And with that said, guys, that brings us to the end of another Z show. There's nowhere else to go from here. It's 9 o'clock. The show's over. I'm not doing what we did yesterday. It's too much. We're going to end it here on time. Much love, everybody. You can find us here tomorrow. Every weekday, really. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Much love, everybody. Show's over. You can go now. No reason to be here any longer. You can click off. You won't miss much. You know? Much love. Yeah, Sugar Pie Honey Bun, you missed the show. But we're back tomorrow. It's okay. Never fear. Plus, it's all, it's like recorded. You could just press the button. You could watch it again. You can watch as many times as you want. It's all good. It was a great show today, Thunder Chicken. I agree with you. We hit a lot of high-level topics today. You never know what you're going to find in the Z show. Sometimes Z will just argue with a Satanist or an Omniist. My bad, Rat Blood. You'll just find Z arguing with an Omniist for like an hour and a half. And then Rose 777 will come on and almost have another aneurysm stroke because of literal nonsense. But she admits it. We all admit it. Or we'll just come on and talk about the foundations of this whole reality. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, bye. Get out of here. Show's over. Much love, everybody. See you tomorrow. Peace out.